So today I'll be responding to Savannah's claim of fact, which was running long distances is harmful for your body. She had 4 secondary claims. The first one was that Active.com said that numerous studies showed that moderate exercise was good, but excessive exercise was damaging. Her second claim was a personal experience. Her third claim is CBS News question if running marathons is bad for your health. And her fourth and final one is why you should run a mile instead of a marathon, an article by BusinessInsider.com. So to start with her first claim, I found that the way she expressed her first claim by giving studies by researchers in Medicine and Science Journal, as well as the European Heart Journal, was good for her claim. While she does express her research well, an article that I found titled "The Risks and Benefits of Long Distance Running" by Active.com said that long distance running decreases the risk of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and depression while improving bone density and supporting weight loss. Her second claim was a personal experience. This supported her claim well, in my opinion, and persuaded the audience because she herself ran long distances and gained a good amount of injury from it. Yet this may be viewed as a biased point. Just because one runner has a large amount of injuries doesn't mean all of the runners who run long distances will gain injuries. In fact, in the same article I mentioned earlier, Risks and Benefits of Long Distance Running, it explains that most injuries are caused during training, and that 29 to 43% of runners' injuries are caused in training by runners who are improperly trained themselves. And proper trained runners who run long distances have an injury percentile 15% lower than that. Her third claim was CBS News questions if running marathons is bad for your health. While she does give us the disadvantages that support her claim, she also gives us benefits of the claim, which also makes us question what other benefits there could be to running long distances. According to benefitof.com, active.com, and healthyliving.azcentral.com, there are definitely an extensive amount of benefits for long distance running. Like I said, there's long-term heart health, weight control, decrease in diabetes, decrease in heart attack, decrease in stroke, and controlled calories. Also, according to theheart.org, people who ran 20 miles weekly had a 19% decrease in risk of death caused by health. For her fourth and final claim, why you should run a mile instead of a marathon, an article by BusinessInsider.com, I found her study to help her main claim because it was supporting it, but not telling you not to run, just telling you to run less. Although it would have been more helpful to her to not have all of her claims as articles, and maybe to add in her fourth claim statistics, she did provide an extensive amount of information. In conclusion, Savannah expressed all her secondary claims well by having them support her main argument, but I didn't find her overall argument persuasive enough. For me, I believe that running long distances has many benefits for your overall health. Thank you.
Alexi, you did a nice job speaking to us, and I appreciate how well organized you were in responding to some of the points. I do think that the secondary issues that you labeled are mostly the evidence that the advocate provided, not necessarily the claims that were being made or the inferences that were being drawn. So your focus seems to be primarily on the evidence, although sometimes the claim came along pretty clearly as well. You follow the structure of the advocate, which is a good thing. I think everybody is going to understand what I'm about to say. Half of the time you're doing an evaluation of the speech rather than a refutation of the speech. That's what the evaluation paper was for. You're supposed to be refuting the speech. So when you concede, some of the evidence, or you acknowledge those positions, or your criticism has to do with, how she could have made her argument better, none of that's relevant to what you're supposed to be doing. Now, you did, I think, have a couple of valid arguments to make. An argument that says that her personal experience is probably insufficient to be making a generalization on. I like that. You had some good counterclaims in there about the benefits of long distance running, and I think you want to focus on those sorts of things. I also thought you had some good statistical information that you presented about the injuries and how likely it is that the injuries are really a result of inadequate training procedures or not being able to do things correctly. It's not the amount of distance that they run, it's the failure to prepare adequately to do those sorts of things. And so there's a good causality argument that I think you are working on there, and that is the kind of thing that your argument should consist of a little bit more. All right, thank you. Stephen.